By the time you'll see this video, Joe Biden will be the winner. Don't ask me how I know this, I just know. Now, I bet money on this election. I've spent 4 years without setting foot in the United States of America, not transiting there, basically just protesting and hoping that Americans find a way to deal with this, throughout. Because basically it was horrifying. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie and I'm back to you guys with another banger. Not really a banger, but since we're getting to know who Nat is, today I get to talk about me, and my thoughts, my views, politically but not so politically. So bear with me. Now, I do have a few notes here because I tend to lose my train of thought. So I literally titled it Train of Thought. So let's talk about a few things that I stand for, not really stand for, but a few things about me politically. So it's still horrifying to see, starting from immigration, people of color, socioeconomic status. It goes on and on and on. Basically everything has just been in shambles. Like I said, I'm not American, but I'm a person of color. I'm a young woman, and I'm an immigrant. I didn't know I was black until I was told I was black. I know that sounds so weird to hear, or I guess for me to say, because it's like, oh, how did you not know you were black when you could clearly see that you were black? I was born in Africa, raised in mostly African countries, and it was never something that people said to me, look at you, you're black, until I went to a Western country. Oh, as most people say, a developed nation? Debatable. Well, then I was called black. Don't get it confused with I was called dark skin, because I'm actually very hyperpigmented, so that's a whole different story, different subject, story for another time. Colorism, we'll talk about that later. Now, I didn't know I was black until somebody told me I was black. I knew I was from Africa, I knew I was Rwandan, I knew so many things, but it was never about my skin color at all. I have experienced racism in so many ways that I can even describe. It's very disgusting, and if you know me, you know that I love doing so many great things. Now, when things get disgusting, like what America just went through for the last 4 years, that's just buffers me. That's just too much. I don't want that type of disgusting, basically. Now, I spent 4 years without going to America, so today I get to tell you, if I want tomorrow, I can literally go to the US, but I'm not gonna, because this is where it starts. This is just the beginning. Joe Biden wins. Kamala Harris becomes the first woman of color, also first woman VP. We're so excited because women's rights, oh my God, don't get me started. African Americans, oh, other people of color, just humans in general, immigrants. So I speak for so many when I say this. Shit is about to change. And I really hope so. But this is just the beginning. I'm excited. I'm very excited for change. I'm so happy for this change because it's been long overdue. It's been so long overdue. I was kids who basically traveled so much and basically went through a lot of discrimination and racism without even knowing how to deal with it. And my mother didn't even know how to talk to us about it for the most part, but she would use phrases and like parables and things that will help us get through what we're going through the whole time. We traveled for our work mainly. We didn't really enjoy it as much as people may think, but it taught us so much. Now, like I said, the journey does not end here. Let's stop saying things like, I don't see color. Let's just stop saying things like that. If you don't see color and then you don't see me, then what's the point? Stop telling me you're not a racist because there's Natalie down the street and she's black. Because that means you noticed her. You noticed that in your old white neighborhood, there's that one black person. And then that doesn't make you racist. Don't tell me that your nail artist or your hairdresser is black and therefore you're not racist. Racism doesn't always have to be to a whole extreme point. Maybe don't cross the street when you see me walk down the same street. That will help you. Maybe don't wonder if I have money when I walk into a store. You know, don't look at me with a side eye just because you feel like I don't belong where you are. I'm coming to you, asking for your service, giving you my money. Just take it and give me what I want and I'll walk away. It's really that simple. It's a transactional relationship. You don't even have to be my friend. So, from today on, honestly, I truly, truly hope that people stop seeing racism as a very big thing. People stop being defensive. And I really hope I don't offend anybody that ever comes across this video. But when it comes to white people, every time we talk about racism, I think the first thing they hear or feel or why they even become defensive, at least in my cases, is because, so when I say somebody was racist, I think they feel that they were even physically abusive and it was to the extreme. They even told me to my face, go away, you black, whatever. That's not how it works. It's really like all these prejudices and all these things that go on in your head. You know what I mean? Like when you tell me, oh, but you're not like them, you speak English. I don't know what that means because honestly, I learned English a few years ago. I don't even know what I sound like when I say it. I don't even like the sound of my voice really when I'm speaking in English mostly. So, but because that's how I get my message across for the most part, I use it. But that's because of colonizers. I speak French too because of colonizers, but I speak my mother tongue too. I speak Kinyarwanda. But I do know for a fact that if I keep up with just Kinyarwanda, then white folks are not gonna get me. That's sad. So I learned their language to communicate with them, simply for them to later on tell me that I do not sound right, that I have an accent. Quite frankly, I don't see what's wrong with that because we all have accents. I don't know. Do I know mine? No. I come from a country that speaks Kinyarwanda. With colonizers now we speak both French and English. And I'm grateful for that. We got education out of it, but I don't want us to be seen as less than when we don't speak that language. Most people don't know this, but maybe they do, but it's really hard to learn more than 2, 3, 4, 5 languages that don't even sound anything similar. I consider myself proud and amazing that I get to speak all these languages, but here, or when it comes to a white person, it's seen as, oh, what is that you're talking about? Oh yeah, that's how you guys speak. I don't like those little comments. When you make those little comments, what's the difference between that and being a racist? When you tell me you don't see color, what's the difference between that and being a racist? Why do you not recognize your privilege? A white person doesn't have to worry about never getting a mortgage. Because they're told if they work so hard, they will just get everything they've ever wanted in life. Well, guess what? I was told the same. You just gotta work hard. You get everything you've ever wanted in life. On this side of the world as an immigrant, I've learned that that's not how it is. You can get me wrong all you want, but that's not how it is. Because the minute I walk into a car dealership and I tell them I need a new car and I specify brand new car, it's almost as if, oh, can you afford it? I went into a Best Buy to buy an iPad and I specifically said what type of iPad I wanted. What year, what make, what size. And somebody who worked there literally said to me, just so you know, that's how much it is, and pointed where it was before you buy it. And I was like, honestly, the price is not an issue because I had done my research. A white person doesn't experience that when they go to a store. In the Western side, or in these Western countries, or in these developed nations, they automatically assume that if you're white, you got money. If you're black or brown, maybe not brown, but if you're black, you don't got it. That in itself is racism to me. We may not be seen as equal, but please don't dehumanize us. Systemic racism, on the other hand, may never end. And I'm trying not to be not optimistic. I am optimistic. Because who knew we're going to get this far? I mean, I'm not dead yet, so something is going to happen. Something is definitely going to happen. But I'm so sick and tired of people saying they do not see color when I know they sure do see color. And I want you to tell me you see color, because then I know you see me. My insurance is super high. And I know everybody else is gonna say the same. Yeah, me too, my insurance is super high. I'm under 25. I drive a sports car. I get that. But that's not why it's super high if you're a person of color, and you know what I'm talking about. I have experienced racism so much, directly, indirectly, that it's almost so draining. I get so much anxiety. I rarely leave the house because I feel like the world out there is so bad, so nasty, so cruel. And it is. It actually is. It's not only due to COVID. I know Corona has been, Corona. But look at what happened during this Corona, or this whole pandemic. George Floyd died. He said he couldn't breathe. Black Lives Matter movement continued, and we still continue to protest. And SARS in Nigeria. Ethiopia is experiencing other things today. So much happens to the people of color that it baffles me that people do not understand that the fight continues. Black people are not protesting just because President or ex-president Donald Trump was a president. These systems that are put there or set and that have been there for years and years and years, and they're going to take time to change. And it's not only in America, in Canada too. The Prime Minister himself said there was systemic racism in Canada. My sister read something that said that Canada ranks number 2. Literally number 2, if not number 1, in racial discrimination during the hiring process. So if you're wondering why you never got that call back when you applied at I don't know where, and you're a person of color, that's why. I have a funny name, they would say. Maybe that's why. They sold me after the interview. Maybe that's why I never got that call back. I'm so sick and tired of explaining myself and explaining to people why I protest, why I feel the way I feel. Because all I keep hearing is like, that happened years ago, you weren't even around. Why are you so pissed about it? Well, it happened years ago and I wasn't even around, but look at me today, 24 years old, still fighting. But Karen isn't. Do you know what makes me so happy today? Karen is sitting somewhere, probably wallowing, wondering why, oh my god, my president is about not to be a president anymore. Well, I can't even say I'm sorry because I'm so overwhelmed with joy. Change starts at home, yeah? So if you're a white person and you're watching this, I didn't mean to attack you. I didn't mean to say anything rude or bad about the white people. Because there's so many good white people out there too. Some of you are racist without even knowing that you're racist simply because these are things that you're taught or that you hear at home. Your parents are telling you gotta go to the great university. You gotta date the child of so and so something, William Jr. or Senior, I don't know. You've lived in a whole entire white neighborhood your whole life. You've been told that my neighborhood is the ghetto. Oh my god, don't even get me started. My friends and I sometimes talk about living in like, you know, rich people areas. I call them rich people areas, but mostly rich people areas. White people live there. And it's like almost a joy for us to want to live where they live, even though we can't afford it. Because we want what they have as well. I mean, heck, don't even give us exactly what they have if we didn't work hard for it. Because if I have the money, why won't you give me what I want? But because I'm black, it's as if I don't even have the right to ask for exactly what I want, even though I can afford it. No, I can't afford a house right now. But even if I wanted to, today in 2020, or yesterday in 2019, or the year prior to that in 2018, that was impossible. I would have to pay so much more in interest just because of the color of my skin. We don't deserve to get what we want. We just gotta work and work so hard every year just to pay the bills and never achieving anything. Why can't I buy land and build like myself a big ass house as well? Because I'm an immigrant. I don't deserve that. What happens if I can't even go back home when I'm being told to go back home? If you don't know why I'm here, why would you ask me to go back where I came from? My ancestors were put on them boats, brought here. And you tell me to go back. Why didn't you leave me there? And I'm speaking for them. Why didn't you leave them there? Why the hell did you have to bring them here? Yet to tell them to go back. I get so mad. I never get this topic across. It always becomes a long topic. The world is not perfect. I'm scared to give birth to new kids or kids to come into a dirty world like this one. But we've just had another historical moment, so it's the beginning of time. It's the beginning of a new journey. It's the beginning of a change. Now we can only hope we see it. Because in my mother tongue, they say something that goes like this. Namunyo namkwa. Or does this, I think it's namkwa namunyo. Or namunyo namkwa. It simply literally means there's no ass or armpit because they both stink. So maybe Joe Biden is not the greatest of all. Better than Trump for sure. I hope you voted and you're proud of what you voted or who you voted for. Let the journey begin. It's exciting. And I really hope that these people do what they promised they were gonna do. But there's a lot to be done. There's so much to be done. For the past 4 years, the man destroyed the country. So it's gonna take maybe a little more than 4 years to rebuild. So we can only thank them for the effort, trying. Hopefully after this term they'll get another one. But hey, there's so much work to be done. This story is me trying to talk about me being an immigrant experience, but it just ended into me being very, very political. Not so political though. Anyways, this has been a rant. If you're still here, thank you so much for listening. Oh, don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at last years. And I'll see you next time.